stop what you're doing right now. Go to Netflix, look up Nocturnal Animals, and record yourself watching the opening scene. Please duet me. I want to see everybody's reaction.
1. Can you guys hear the beat playing?
Nope.
Yeah. All right, Jay, you're going to have to put that in post.
All right, I'll fix it in post.
Ladies and gentlemen, bitches and hoes, we would like to No, see, I can't do this without the beat. What the fuck is the problem? There we go. Nope, that's not it. Yeah. That's a whole other beat.
That is a whole other beat.
Hold on. No, that wasn't that beat. That's not that beat. That's a whole different.
Can y'all hear me? Am I good? My voice, I'm up.
You do.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Bet. All right.
Prime.
Can we pretend like we've recorded this on Halloween?
Oh, yeah, this is a Halloween episode.
This is the Halloween episode.
Damn.
Halloween episode.
I don't believe in Halloween.
I don't
like when people have any fun.
But when people celebrate Doomsday.
All right, I think we got the intro now. Let's go. Here we go. Can you hear that?
Yes.
All righty then. Yep.
Sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Lord of mercy.
bitches and hoes.
That includes y'all mamas.
Yeah, I would like to welcome you to a monumentous affair. Episode 51 of the Prime Podcast. I am your host, Coast. That is your other host, Big Chief Smash, and Fats the Assassin, along with our special guest, Mr. Eddie Brock.
Fucking your mama from the back in tube socks.
Oh my God! I hope you have the mental hospital tube socks with the grippy feet, so you can really get in there nice.
So I can get that angle motion.
Whoa! Here we are. Here we are for a second time. How are you guys doing today?
Chilling.
Like a little tap in the fast lane, man.
All right.
What's going on, man?
You tell us, Fats. You seem to have your finger on the pulse of the world.
Nah, man. I'm just, out here, just, living life just like you.
Crack of the world.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, man. I don't have my finger on anything. My man Fetty Wap has his finger on everything.
Oh, shit. Fetty Wap in the pies. Speak on it, Mac Dime. Speak on it.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm sure he had his eye on the situation.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't see this one coming. I mean,
Motherfucker.
I think it came out of left field.
In City Field.
Hey,
In City Field.
half of his peripheral.
Wow.
Field.
Wow.
Yo, the wordplay is nuts. I'm digging this.
So yeah, man, Fetty Wap was arrested for trafficking illegal narcotics.
Do you have the article pulled up?
I did. It was on my phone.
Did you notice that two of the gentlemen involved with Mr. Fetty Wap had Italian last names from Long Island?
One was from one's last name was Leonardi. He was from Levittown.
Right.
And there's another one from, I believe he's from Coram.
I believe that they had the same last name, so I want us to surmise that they were related.
Well, anyway, the thing is, he was trafficking from Jersey to Long Island. And there was a few spots in Long Island, a few spots in Jersey. But I do say that the two people that they publicized the most was obviously him, because he's a chart-topping rapper.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that got caught was a 23-year-old correction officer that was involved.
Whoa. Not a good look.
At all.
They're
It's
estimating
just a few bad apples, folks. Just a few bad apples.
They're estimating that they moved between 19 and 20 over 100 keys of cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl. So
I mean,
now, how the fuck doesn't look? Scarface was talking about 22 bricks. All right. Scarface was talking 22 bricks, Frank. Okay, 22. 100.
Yeah.
And I read the article, and this is what's sad about the situation. I read the article and it says indictment. And if we know about the system, if there's an indictment, that means they've been watching your shit.
Right.
This ain't no, oh my bad, we got a mistake. No, that's not you. No, that means they've just like, yep.
No, but Eddie, this is not state. This is a federal indictment, and
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They don't. Well, I'm saying for the people.
Okay.
The feds don't miss. You know what I mean? The feds don't miss.
90% of
they're like Jordan's fate, man.
Right. Like if this was a state level indictment, we could say like there's wiggle room, but the feds don't miss. Which, just like Eddie said, they've been watching you for a while, giving you rope.
Not only have they been watching for a while, there are some snitches on paper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. There are some informants involved, and they have an airtight case. And if you Eddie, did you see in the article that he was the last one that they picked up?
No. I saw when it first dropped because I saw it on Facebook. Right. And I ran into my cousin. I was like, yo, you see this shit? And then he showed me the real article. And I read it, and I just saw that, it was 100 bricks. He was working with some guys, a correctional officer.
Right.
And it was indictments. I was like, at that point, that's all I need. Correctional officer. So it's safe to say that this correctional officer may or may not was trying to move some of this stuff to correctional facilities.
Right.
Which is a whole different, so I'm just like, overall, it's a sad situation. When you're talking about 100 bricks, that's 2.2 divided by or times 100. So however much that comes to, that somebody that's unheard of, man. So
put him in the hole, locked up till he's old. Better watch your butthole.
Hey, look.
What happened was
who's snitching? Like 100 bricks, like.
What happened was somebody told him the story of John Forte, and he said, "Man, that ain't shit."
Hey, no disrespect. Hey, look, no disrespect to John Forte, man. I love that dude. Like when I heard him on Cowboys, the Fugees album, I was like, this motherfucker's a problem. And when I say this, I mean no disrespect, but this man went from all that shit. He married a white chick. He stays out in the woods and he grows like vegetables and weed. And I'm just like, what a perfect fucking story. Like, you did all this shit. You get out, you get you a white chick, you have a family, you move out to the woods, you grow vegetables and weed.
Foraging for mushrooms.
Hey, you know what I mean? And you apparently or occasionally do like concerts or, you show up. But I love the dude. John Forte, man. This motherfucker said he put on 3 rubbers for Brazil. So I'm like, yeah, he's a solid dude, man. I can fuck with John Forte, man. He's a good dude, like for real.
He definitely his life is definitely memoir worthy. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely memoir worthy.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, he cut off his dreads and grew them back. Like that's time, crazy. That's memories. Yep. That's a story.
I wonder if in George W. Bush's collection of paintings of people's lives that he's ruined, if he'll do one for John Forte, just be like, this is W. And
well, again, what I was saying to you, Jay, off air is the new wave of rappers these days. When they talk about it, they actually have to be about it. Like, we have to see news articles that say that these guys are actually doing what they're doing. If they talk about murdering people, they got to be up on murder charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Kind of makes your favorite rappers look like pussies now.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I rhyme the way I rhyme, and I rhyme about what I rhyme about, because most of these dudes, if they rapping that shit, they self-incriminating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
play it for the jury.
It's I don't know, man. Like Fetty Wap, if he gets out of this, he could be a top tier rapper. Like, he could talk about selling dopes. Like, I didn't move to 100 bricks, bitch, and nobody can be like, you're lying. They'd be like, yeah, no, we were following.
All the receipts are there.
Yeah, like if he played it right,
53C and Exhibit A.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with a rapper called X-Rated.
Yeah, in the Bay Area.
Yeah, out of Sacktown. Yeah. He was cutting albums from the pen, and he's out now. He's a free guy now. Right. But if Fetty Wap was to record shit from the pen, he could be rich. If he break down this situation in increments, He can really come up with some real life nonfiction bars.
Even moving that much weight, I can't imagine that you don't have enough sway or money to get the accommodations necessary to be on some Vibes Cartel shit, like how he was putting out a bunch of albums from prison.
Yeah. I mean, 100 Bricks, man, somebody of Latin descent definitely.
Yeah, well, that's what they called him.
To you and said, you know what? I like this guy. I do. Like, we're going to just work with him with 100 Bricks. I like this guy. He named off all the dope shit. Like, yeah, let's fuck. Like that.
Me and Heeng, I like it.
Yeah.
I like Heeng. I having Gwanai. Okay, but I like Heeng. He's doing good.
Facts. That's unheard of. 100 Bricks, man.
Well, that's what they called him. They called him a redistributor. He redistributed drugs that was bought and transported from the West Coast back to New Jersey, back to Long Island, and he was the redistributor. He was the one. They're saying that he was the one at the top, the apex guy. So I'm like,
where he failed at, what he was supposed to do, and this is where shit gets real, life-threatening situations. He should have went behind said individual's back to cut a deal with the Central Intelligence of America to pay them to, get that permission, because we all know who's responsible for that shit. If he would have been like, hey, I'm not going to snitch, but I'll kick you down, some money that I make just so you can turn the other cheek. You got to pay.
Use my airports.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You cut us in on a deal, whatever, and he would have lasted, a little bit longer. You have to get permission from the invisible, shadowy government that allowed cocaine to go to Arkansas just for a guy who got some head as the president to roll through this country. So he fucked up on that one. But hey,
he probably thought he was doing that with the corrections officer. He was probably like, I got a cop in my corner. I'm good.
Yeah.
But
really think about it, this is his biggest being indicted for crimes. It's just a bigger, badder coke distributor taking out competition.
Yeah. And that's warranted, and that's worthy of snitch. I'm about to drop it. If someone was eating a banana, like, I'm about to drop a dime.
Wow. That's an awesome segue, because speaking of snitches, Alpo Martinez was murdered in Harlem this in the last couple of days.
Before we get into this, I just have to say this before anyone else says it. Right. People get shot every day, B.
Oh, man.
People get shot every day, B.
Yo, I'm not laughing at the fact that the man was killed. I'm just saying that he went to jail, I believe, in 1990 or 91. He did 25 years. Got out in 2015. You can't listen to rap or watch the movie Paid in Full. Paid in Full was a cult classic. Everybody knows this man's history and the things that he did in the streets. This guy was a iconic drug dealer from the 80s.
Yes.
But he also had the snitch jacket on him because he went down to DC. He snitched on a lot of people, got a lot of people a lot of time. Came out on the streets. They wanted to keep him in the witness protection program, but I think that he basically came out of it.
Yeah. And
was basically like, yo, test my gangster. And we know that, a lot of times when you dare the streets will come back to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
100 times over. So he basically returned to Harlem, and he was out there at 3:30 in the morning, and they say a car pulled up, and they shot him 5 times in the chest. And basically, they rushed him to Harlem Hospital, and they weren't able to save him. So
they
that was somebody affiliated with King
to the hospital.
Yeah. You say what?
I said, I wonder if that was if the hit was put out by somebody affiliated with the Kings. 5 shots to the chest sounds very specific. Hey. 5-point star.
Right.
Now, okay, so I'll be the sore thumb sticking out with the making of the fist. West Coast dude, I really don't know much about the history per se, and I don't want to. I'm in this podcast with some East Coast dudes. Outside of Paid in Full, I know about him. I heard he was a monster. I heard you hear stories, but I heard he was, top dog. I heard that he snitched. That's all I know. So I don't really know the history. I know he killed Rich Porter. I don't know who the fuck Rich Porter is, but Alpo killed him. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know the story, but what I will say is that, in my opinion, I think people just held off doing this shit just because I think it was just too high profile. Like, everyone knows who he is. If you move too fast, people can easily connect the dots, whatever the case may be. But, at the same time, if you playing the rules and regulation in street politicking, it's a matter of time before, you know what I mean? And the fact that, you out during demon time,
right?
Midnight to 6, the goons and goblins is out there trying to eat. And if they catch you slipping, like wearing gaiters on ice, he already knew. And it's unfortunate because, shit, if you was in this game and you did all this shit and you made it out either with no jacket or no jacket, man, this is a fucking peer. Like, you a statistic, bro. Like, you made it out. Yeah, you got on a jacket, but if you take your ass down or you go up to North Dakota or South Dakota, nobody know a fucking Alpo. You know what I'm saying? Like, this peer David Blaine this shit.
Right.
But then, this motif, like, I don't give a fuck, okay? But then when them 40s and them 9s and them 4-5s have a conversation with your ass, you ain't gonna be able to, as Samuel L. Jackson say, retort.
Right.
So unfortunate because another black life lost in the streets on some idiotic, stupid street shit. You know what I mean?
The thing that resonates, that's kind of coming into my mind. He could have been touched at any point during his incarceration.
Yep.
This was calculated. It's like, okay, we're going to make you experience the full brunt of your sentence. You're going to have to live in fear in there. And now that you think you've got a good life and you're out or whatever, that's when we'll get you.
Yeah.
That's fucking cold.
The thing is, Ed, you from Oakland, right?
Yes, sir.
So the big name that I always hear out of there in that time, that crack era, was Little D.
Okay, Felix Mitchell came before. So Felix Mitchell was the guy.
Right.
Felix Mitchell. Then his nephew, Little D, was the popular one. But there was another guy who was working with the Colombian chick, the godmother.
Right. Oh yeah, that's where they made the Cocaine Cowboys about home.
Yeah, right? Little D was just put on because, well, I'm not gonna say he was put on. Not only was he connected to Felix Mitchell, but he's from East Oakland. So a lot of people who were making noise with rap came out of East Oakland. So, it was a lot of tie-in to Little D. Not taking anything away from Little D, but yeah, you're right. Little D is that dude, but there was other fixtures too that aren't as, popular, or. So
I say that Alpo was like what that whole Little D character is with Oakland. Yeah. He's that with Harlem.
Yes.
Like, he's the name in the face of, like, it was him, AZ, and Rich Porter. Rich Porter, it was a 3-headed monster. It was 3 of them.
All right.
And they were all so young. They were like, 16, 17, 18. And these guys were making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Gotcha. Now, hold on. You said AZ?
Yeah.
So I ain't trying to sound corny, but not the MC AZ.
Nah, that's a rapper that took a street man's name.
Just like Curtis did with the original.
Yeah, right.
That's a bet.
And I'm gonna tell you even more about the rapper AZ. The drug dealer AZ is from Sugar Hill, which is in Harlem.
Gotcha.
And the rapper AZ named his first album what?
Sugar Hill?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So that's crazy. But anyway.
Okay. Gotcha.
I made the Little D comparison because that's what Alpo was to Harlem. He was the name, the face, the flash one. There were guys that were bigger than them.
Yeah.
There were guys that were older than them that were doing it, but they were the young energy that was coming up in the rap era and everything like that.
Gotcha.
Right. So basically, when the whole thing after Rich, Alpo jetted to DC and was doing a lot of stuff in DC. I'm talking about he was moving work, he was catching bodies and everything else like that. But when they finally caught up to him, he ratted on everybody in DC. He didn't rat on anybody in Harlem, but he ratted on everybody in DC. And that's what put the jacket on him as you were this sinister figure, and to save yourself, you told on a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy.
So he figured snitching on the outside of the soil would not be considered snitching. Right. Now, you know, like a lot of people, I have conversations.
Be your own star witness.
Now, a lot of people, like when I talk about these things, man, and you know, some people get upset, some people see it for what it is. Like the whole fucking Tekashi thing, right?
Right.
You know, would you have snitched? And I'm like, yeah, I would have. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have, just because, you know, my opinion, snitching to get out of some shit is foul. You know what I'm saying? We doing dirt, we get hit, I'm riding. I ain't snitching. But if I'm getting ready to sit down on the mob, if I'm getting ready to sit down on the set, and I'm willing to die for this shit, I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. I'm with it. Else I wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
And I hear that y'all niggas was gonna set me up and kill me.
Right.
Like y'all was planning to kidnap my moms. Y'all was planning to doing all this shit behind my back. Now I'm getting ready to die for this shit. And y'all dudes ain't loyal.
Exactly.
So now I'm a bitch. So I'm a bitch to you because you expect me to just sit down and not be loyal to or be loyal to you after I found out you was disloyal first. I ain't never skimmed off the top. I ain't never talked. I ain't even pillow talk, cupcaking, none of that shit. Right. No, fuck that, because at that moment, we are no longer cool because I'm finding out y'all motherfuckers did. Okay, so I'm not going to be loyal to you. So you know what that means?
Just weaponizing one enemy against another.
Yeah, I'm a fucking turn into the OJs.
I empathized for him because I was like, yo, that's fucked up. The minute all that shit came out about, like, basically they were just, you know, extorting him at that point. Like, yo, that's not even crew anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Do what you gotta do.
And see, and what it shows with Tekashi is that said gang knew that he was not from that cloth.
Right.
Ounces 8 or 10.
10. They knew he wasn't cut from that cloth. So it was a plan. Like, let him, you know, like, yeah, he could be part of it. He could be the face. He could make us money, but we're going to do this behind his back. And they thought maybe he was a bitch. Like, okay, well, he just going, nah.
Nah, they didn't think maybe. They thought 100%.
There you go.
He's a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
And then guess what happened? So at the end of the day, I can't really be mad at Tekashi because whoever's the fucking human resource person in the gang need to lose their job. You made a wrong decision. Who the fuck put this dude on? Because where I'm from, no disrespect, from what I know about East Coast gang culture, like, you know, like I guess Puerto Ricans, they mob with the Kings, right? Like the Latin crew run with Latin crews, right?
No, it's not that.
It's not like that.
Is it 100%? Because I'm like this. Like, how come you're not with the Kings? You know what I'm saying? Like, how come you not clicked up, I would say, with your car? No disrespect. I mean, because if you from the soil, you from the soil. But I'm under the impression, like, why you fucking with us, bro? Like,
he was in Brooklyn.
He's from Brooklyn, and that's who held the power. The guys.
If he was in the Bronx, it would be different.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it was in the Bronx, it'd be a whole different. So he wouldn't be rolling with brothers. He'll be rolling with.
No, but that's the thing about New York. He would have. There would have been brothers and Puerto Rican. It would have been the same shit. But in Brooklyn, they got to him first. In the Bronx, it's just predominantly. It's going to be the Hispanic gangs are going to come after him first to rock with them. Because even when he started rocking,
he was running with Crips first.
You would see a whole different crowd kind of around him. And then they looked at the kid and they were like, oh, they saw him for what they probably shouldn't have saw him for, because look what happened.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then we seen what unfolded.
Okay, so my point is, just getting back to the meat and potatoes, is that you know, when you're in these situations, like if you're down, like we didn't put in work, we getting ready to fall. I ain't talking. You know, I don't know if you guys know about you guys heard of Mac Dre, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so Mac Dre and the Romper Room gang, Vallejo cats out of Crest they were the Romper Room. They was robbing banks. It's no secret. They was robbing banks. But see, they protected Mac Dre because they was like, okay, we at this hotel, Dre, you gonna post because we don't want nothing to happen to you because you blowing up. So Jay Diggs, you know, the rest of the crew, they rob, some go haywire, boom, they get caught, right? They find Mac Dre. They was like, if you talk, you walk. Mac Dre was like, I ain't talking. I ain't talking. He sat down for 10 years, came out, fed him, put him right back on top, and then that's when his music career blew off. So even though he had nothing to do with it, there was no cross game from his peoples. You know what I'm saying? So he was loyal. But what happens if you find out that your peoples was trying to, you know what I'm saying, body you? Or
that's a hard pill to swallow, man. You can't. You know, how do you think you like? I got to go up against the government, and the people that I'm going up against the government for are trying to snake me on the other side. Like you're a man without a home. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
And guess what? The fact that you broke the code first. You broke the code first.
Mm-hmm.
You broke
the same shit with like Sammy the Bull Gravano. When you listen to him talk about it, he's like, fuck Gotti. Once I found out that he didn't give a fuck about me, fuck him.
Right. Yo, when they played him all of those tapes of Gotti talking crazy, he was like, what am I upholding right now?
Yeah, and everybody wants to be like, you're a snitch. Okay, so I'm just supposed to die on this hill because of that word. I'm a snitch.
Yeah,
fuck everybody.
What it is, I ain't no bitch. That's what it is. I ain't no bitch. You ain't
Look who's still here.
Yep.
But unfortunately, in the court of popular opinion, the moment that the snitch jacket gets put on someone, it's like no one actually wants to look into the situation. Yep. They just want to say, "Oh, they told," and that's it. But there's circumstances to everything.
Yeah,
and that's the thing.
And now, in comparison with Alpo and Tekashi, Alpo just, in my opinion, willingly was just like, hey, well, so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Opposed to like, hey, these motherfuckers, your soil. Like your soil was plotting against you. That's completely different. Like
nobody was doing that.
Voluntary giving up information is far worse than you finding out. Like, wait. Are you serious? Listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you mean to fucking tell? Oh, well then shit, gloves off then. This is mama's social security number. This with a dope at. Here's the codes. He got a wife. His girl sell dope and do hair and babysit at the same house. There they go. Like there's no more obligation to remain loyal to the G code.
I still did 25 years. So what did that tell you? I'm not promoting being a rat, being a government witness. I'm promoting you get locked up. You do what you gotta do. I know someone more than there 50, 60 years right now. I know people who I talk to and they say, listen, this, that, and other. Listen, you do what you got to do. I don't promote being a rat government witness. I promote do you. Because the code of the streets, that's where you're going to get poked up at.
And people want to preserve the integrity of the street that they don't even look at that. And that's why I don't politic like that. Because being from the streets is so important that intricate things that establish structure on the right way to go about shit is overlooked for the sake of just, I'm just a street nigga, like fuck all that. Like that's why you're in prison. That's why you dead, because there's no intricate vision on certain things that makes fucking sense.
Right.
Well, here's the. I'm not speaking in defense of, but I do want to point this out. I understand why some people uphold the culture of not snitching so hard. Because from a broader perspective, none of this shit happens in a vacuum. This isn't just, between a group of 6 people. Realistically, when one person decides to break that code, the degrees of separation with all the other people in this type of, let's call it profession, right? The degrees of separation are so obtuse that you risk tanking an entire economy. I'm saying, like, it's not just one person.
Listen, the thing about it is when you commit crime on any level, going into it, there is always that risk. And if you surround yourself with stupid fucking people, the risk is that much greater. So,
Phil, your Nokia's freezing.
Hey, what are you gonna do, man? I have to make some money and get a better Nokia because my shit don't work good.
Yeah. You gotta upgrade from that original iMac.
He on that T-Mobile line. That's what he is. He on that cricket.
Yo, the other thing is also the whole Tekashi thing is he, again, like Eddie said, he wasn't 100% cut from that cloth. He was the golden goose. And instead of them protecting the golden goose, they plucked the golden goose. That's what got the whole house of cards come tumbling down.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
You don't make your you don't make your artist the fucking flagship of your gang. Like, who the fuck does that? That's the same shit. I feel the same way about Pac and Suge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Pac wasn't no gangster. Pac, you know, my thing with Pac was Pac should have been protected. I mean, he's a descendant of Black Panthers, which means by rite of passage, he exceeds any rap dude.
Right.
Like, fuck y'all. Like, he's a Panther. Like, he needed to be on that like, motherfuckers need to yoke Pac up, chill your young ass, hyphy ass down. Right. This where you gonna be at. We gonna watch you because these dudes, number one, you ain't no gangster.
Right.
You ain't like that. Your voice is your strongest weapon. The thing about having a voice as a strong weapon, whoever's your mental ghostwriter, i.e. influencer, is going to amplify that energy for it to be good or bad. Suge Knight should have never allowed Tupac to be a part of that bullshit. Tupac should have been in that hotel banging some poontang, sitting back smoking weed. Let the gangsters, because Tupac, just being loyal, smashed on Orlando Anderson. Everybody knows Southside Crip, he a hitter. Like, he the dude you call to put in work. And Suge Knight should have been like, yo, bro, we got this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people said, you know, Suge put him on Mob, you know what I'm saying, Mob Piru. Nah, you an artist, bro. Sit your ass the fuck down. Like, you can say and talk about blood shit, you can rock the flag, you can do all that shit, except be active and act on behalf, physical. Sit your ass down.
You don't throw the fucking. You don't throw the mascot in the fucking game.
Exactly.
Perfect analogy. Analogy, Jay.
Stay your ass on the sideline, man. Like, what the fuck is you doing? And unfortunate, the most prolific individual in music didn't even make it to motherfucking 30.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So, you know, but yeah, don't snitch just to snitch, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't snitch. Or as we say, don't be a tattletale. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know, voluntary information is just, or volunteering information is never a good thing. You know?
Well, looking at the clock, we've hit the 30-minute mark, and Phil seems to be stuck in 2001.
Hey.
He's back in the
zero connection.
He's back in the sunken place.
I'm using my my voice stream telephone.
Voice stream, hell yeah. Yeah.
Coming live and direct from a Sky pager.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, gentlemen, that was a nice podcast, but like you said, Jay, we have hit the 30-minute mark, and that is when we bid you a farewell. Everybody, Eddie Brock, give them your socials so they can find you.
Social?
Your social media pages, not your
social media, not your social number.
Hey man, I'm 44, man. You got to add that other word. You're the social.
No, socials.
Look at this guy here. Hey man, Eddie Brock on all platforms. 2 C's, EDDIBROCC. Find me on Instagram, Eddie Brock _510. Find me at your mama house too, but on TikTok it's Eddie Brock Super Saiyan Godzilla. Find me there, you know what I'm saying, and we can rock out with our
on TikTok is that for now. Stay tuned.
Yeah. I'm always going back to the source, man. They're always recreating me, man. So just look for me. I'll be around, man, like a big circle. You feel me?
That's what it is. All right.